Financial management, when we talk together, what do we say? That this word of finance, why it is considered to be important? We said it is important, and it is so important that it is called the lifeblood of business. Why it is called the lifeblood of business, children? Because it is required at every stage of business, whether to start a business, whether to operate the business, to expand, or to diversify. Before proceeding, I would like to tell these children, those who are coming so you have come so late, please children avoid coming so late. It is difficult for us to manage the things, manage the class as well as manage your entry into the class. So please be on time. 8 o'clock means 8 o'clock. Before that, you get the invitation, immediately you should be coming inside the class. Okay? And by any chance, if the class gets over early, so you can rejoin it if the time lapses. Okay? With the same ID, you can, with the same password, you can log inside the meeting. So we require finances in order at every stage of our business, whether it is to start, to operate, or to expand. And then we said financial management, when you need to give this definition of financial management, it means it is considered to be the management of finances, very nicely being said, but when we say it properly, actually it deals with planning, organizing, directing, and controlling financial activities. When we say this, the second slide should be coming in your mind, where the function, the management, it requires so many functions to be performed: planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. So these financial activities, so what are the type of activities or functions you're supposed to do? Procurement, utilization, and distribution of earnings. Procurement of funds, utilization of funds, and distribution of earnings. Uh, okay, children. These children are coming. I need to. Okay. Let's talk about financial management deals with procurement of funds and the effective utilization in the business. Then we said, what is the objective of financial management? This was the question I asked you children. Na? Now this question when I asked most of you, it was around 99% of the children, it was only one or two children who said the word wrong. The word which is to be used, the term which is to be used is, the objective of financial management is wealth maximization. This should be the word. You cannot say profit maximization. You have to say that it is wealth maximization. So when you say wealth maximization, that has to be the main aim of the finance manager. He is going to increase the wealth of the shareholders, means that he is going to concentrate on increasing the market value of the share. It means that he is going to take each and every decision, financial decision, should be such that it is contributing positively towards increasing the value of the share. So how can a person come to know that how much wealth he is earning through these financial securities, shares, debentures? So what he is supposed to do, he is going to, whatever number of shares he is holding, that is going to be multiplied by the market price, and that will determine the wealth of the owners. So market price is the place where the finance manager is going to focus. So wealth maximization is the main objective of financial management. Then we said there are three basic decisions which are to be taken by the finance manager: investment decision, financing decision, and a dividend decision. When we say investment decision, it means where to invest the money. Whether you are going to buy fixed asset or current assets, And we said when you talk about investment decision, you might be investing in this fixed asset or long-term assets, which is which makes the larger part of your budget of a company. That is why these decisions are also known as, these fixed asset decisions are also known as capital budgeting decision. But you are also going to take care of the current assets, that is day-to-day working money you require, that is working capital. Children, this is very important. If this is going to sink into your mind, you will never make a mistake. The second decision which a finance manager will take, that is financing decision. That is from where the money is going to be raised. Whether it is going to come from owner's fund, that is equity shares, or retained earnings, or it is going to be borrowed fund. From where you are going to borrow, banks, or you're going to take some loans, you are going to take. So borrowing, you are taking it a debt, or you are using your own money. So from where the money is going to be collected. So the finance manager is going to make sure about it. Then comes dividend decision. Dividend decision means that when the company is going to earn the profits, then in that case, what is going to be done with the dividend, the profits? There are two things which they can do. Either they are going to keep it as retained earnings, or they are going to declare it as dividend. Fine. So these are the three decisions in the lifetime of a finance manager which he has to take. Which are those three decisions, children? Investment decision, financing decision, and dividend decision. Okay. Then we have started with the three decisions. So the first one we are taking up is investment decision. We had started. We will talk little bit about all the three decisions first. Then we will go in detail. So some things we are going to do of each decision. So the first one was investment decision. Investment decision is concerned with how the firm's available funds are going to be invested in various assets. And we said that in investment decision, there are two type of decisions to be taken. That was long-term and short-term. Long-term decisions are also known as capital budgeting decisions. And this money is going to be utilized in buying of fixed assets. Short-term decision, when you say, they are basically used for day-to-day expenses. That is a day-to-day working of the business. And we call it as working capital decisions also. So short-term decisions are also known as working capital decision, where the money is going to be invested or used in current assets. Fine. So this is what we had done. And then these words to be highlighted. Investment decision, when you say, it is actually using the investments or the money which the funds which the company is having, that is to be invested in fixed or current asset. Can you see the words which are being changing? They are sometimes saying fixed assets, sometimes they're saying capital budgeting, sometimes they're saying working capital, and sometimes current assets. So you should be very clear about it, children. Investment and fixed investment, when you're talking about investment in fixed assets, that is called capital budgeting. Now, this decision, capital budgeting, is a decision, whereas fixed assets, material, we are talking of. Okay. Similarly, investment in current assets, these are known as working capital decisions. So there are two types of decisions which are being taken. They are in investment decision, it is capital budgeting decisions and working capital decisions. Fine. Then very important thing, the decision of investing funds in the long-term assets like plant and machinery and land and building is known as capital budgeting decision. This we know. But something very important, children, these decisions involve huge amount of investment which affect the earning capacity of the company and are irreversible except at a high cost. Now listen to this line again. These decisions, number one, they involve a huge cost. Number two, they affect the earning capacity of the company. If you're buying a machine, a new machine, the production is going to increase, the productivity is going to increase, there are chances of higher sales, profitability is going to be high. So, earning capacity, because you're producing more now with the machines you have bought, and that decision was a capital budgeting decision. So, it affects the earning capacity. These decisions are long term, effect is going to be long term, and these are irreversible. They say it is irreversible. It is not that it is impossible to revert these decisions. If you revert it, it is going to be at high cost. We gave you the example of that if you are buying a car and you're taking it out of the showroom and then you don't like the car and you want to return it to the showroom, they will not accept it at the same price. It is going to be 25 to 30,000 less. So these decisions which you take, they are irreversible. So they have to be taken very, very cautiously. When we talk about working capital decision, children, these decision of investing funds in current asset or short-term asset is termed as working capital decisions. Now, working capital can be calculated by current assets minus current liability. This is the equation for calculating working capital. Working capital, it represents the funds which are available to the enterprise to finance a regular operation day to day. Now, when we are going to take the examples in the later half, when we are going to talk about the factors affecting working capital, it is going to be very helpful to us that time. So day-to-day operations, day-to-day business activities, they are going to be managed. For example, level of cash in hands and inventory. These are what? These are working capital decisions. These are the day-to-day operation, the money you're having in hand and inventory. These are short-term funds you're having. Right? So these are the current assets which you have. Cash in hand, inventory are current assets. Fine. So working capital is the fund in totality which is in your hand after minus subtracting the current liabilities. So that is the money which is available for the company for the operations, regular operations of the business. So if you're buying raw material, converting into finished product, selling it, again you need to buy the raw material. If you're paying salaries, you are needing money. Next month again you have to pay the salaries. These are all what? This is the you need cash in hand, that money for day-to-day expenses. Right? So working capital, two type of decision, investment decision. Your money is going to go at two places. Either it is going to be going for fixed asset buying or current asset, or you may say they are going to be capital budgeting decision, or they are going to be working capital decisions. Now, this was the question which was being asked yesterday. You are a finance manager of A Sera Limited. What basic decisions you are expected to take under the profile of finance manager? What do you think should be your objective at this post? And the children, those who are very, very regular children, I would like to appreciate these children. They are the smartians of business study class. Congratulations to all these children. Apur 12th, always very active in giving every answer. I like the spirit of children. This should be there. It was not a big deal. This was not a 3-hour paper. But then you see the number of children who have participated. I don't know, your sleeping habits have not changed as yet. Aman Madhok, 12th E, Ria Jain, 12th F, Soham Jain, 12th E, Harshit, 12th F, Jasmine, 12th E, Hardik Jain, 12th E, Vidhi Chawla, 12th E. So we are getting less children from 12th F. Entry is also getting late. Children are coming late also. Harshit and Ria Jain, 12th F, done very well. Very good. At least you are representing your class. And 12th E doing very well. And let's see in today's question who is going to do well. Excellent, Smartians. I will be calling these children Smartians, and your names are getting registered in my mind. Very well done, children. and be active like this. Okay. Okay, now we are going to start with the factors which affect investment decision. Now, till now, it is clear investment decision is going to be of two types: capital budgeting decision, or it is going to be working capital decision. But remember, the money is going out of the hands of the businessman. So, what should he do? Now, these are certain factors which he is going to take into consideration while taking investment decisions, especially the capital budgeting decision. When you say capital budgeting decision, they are considered to be very important. Again, why? Because huge money involved, huge risk involved, irreversible decisions. So the finance manager has to be very, very careful while taking these decisions. Now let's see what he should be doing, what he should take into consideration. So if you are planning to become a finance manager, remember these things you have to keep in mind. First is, what is going to be the cash flow of the project? What is going to be the rate of return from the project? And what is going to be the investment criteria involved? Let's take up these points one by one. When you take up this capital budgeting decision of investment decision, so the first thing the manager is going to do is he's going to calculate the cash flow. Now, understand this. What do you mean by cash flow? He is going to calculate that when he is going to buy a machine, so how much money inflow of cash is going to be there as compared to the outflow? Outflow means how much money he is going to invest in that buying of machinery as compared to the amount of money he is receiving. So he is going to calculate the outflow and inflow of cash. That how much money is going to go out of his pockets and how much money is going to come back. So investment in fixed asset, it generates, it is going to give him cash, inflow is going to be there, receipts are going to be there over a period. So he's going to get a good amount of money is going to earn. You see, the tap is going to be open and a lot of money is going to drop in. But what he is going to supposed to do, finance manager, he should analyze and evaluate the inflow and outflow of cash before making a capital budgeting decision. So he should be making to make these decisions. What he is going to take into consideration, children? The outflow, inflow, and outflow of cash. What do you mean by inflow and outflow? Outflow means how much money you're investing in that machine to buy and how much money you will be able to earn, the cash, so that your cash in hand increases. Fine. So he is going to calculate the cash flow. This is the first factor he is going to take into consideration while taking the investment decision. Which investment decision? Capital budgeting decision. Fine. And cash receipts and payments over the life of an investment should be considered. So he'll take into consideration how much money in total life, how much money he has taken to buy the machine, how much money will be spent on the repairing of the machine, how much money is going to be required for the maintenance of the machine, and how much money is going to earn. So he is going to just first see, he's going to put it together, cash inflow and cash outflow. The second factor is the rate of return. That is how much he is earning profits. The money is going, the money is coming, but what is the actual result? The rate of return should always be high. If the risk, if you take two involved the same, so the finance manager will take into consideration that project where he is earning higher rate of return. The most important criterion is the rate of return of the project. The project is accepted only when it gives highest rate of return as compared to other projects in hand. So the example is, if two projects, one is giving 5% return and the other one is giving 10% return with almost equal risk, if risk is equal, normally the second one, which is giving 10% returns, will be selected. Very obvious. So the finance manager has to calculate the rate of return. First, he is seeing that how much cash is going to be paid, how much cash is going to come in. He's just taking into consideration cash. Second thing is the rate of returns, that is profitability, how much he is going to earn. So that is he is going to take into consideration. The second factor is rate of return. The third factor is, which he is going to take into consideration while taking the taking the capital budgeting decision, is investment criteria involved. Means he will study in totality. He will study in totality. Investment is going to be based on certain decisions in total. The one we have done before, cash inflow also he will take into consideration, rate of return also he is going to take into consideration, interest is also he is going to take into consideration, the amount at present which is to be put into the investment, that is also he is going to take into the consideration. So if he is going to take all these criterias into consideration before taking the decision. The capital budgeting decision means if he wants to buy a land or if he wants to buy a machinery, he is going to take these three factors into consideration. Which are those three factors, children? It's going to be which factors? It first one is going to be the cash flow from that project. The second one is going to be the rate of return, and the third one is going to be the investment criteria. If the question comes, it is going to come for 3 marks. Fine. So there are 3 factors which the finance manager is going to take into consideration before he is going to take a decision of any big asset in which he is going to invest the money. Is it clear? So these are 3 points he is going to take into consideration. Now, the second financing decision which we are going to talk of is, that is financing decision, financial decisions made. This is the second thing which we are going to take into consideration, that is financing decision. So there were 3 decisions, you remember: investment decision, financing decision, and dividend decision. In investment decision, we have taken up 2 things that a finance manager will be thinking about: capital budgeting and working capital. So we have talked of one thing in that, the factors which are going to affect the capital budgeting decisions. So the 3 factors we had discussed till now, and now we are going to come to the second main financial decision which is to be taken up by the finance manager, that is the financing decision. Financing decision means from where the money is going to come. You see this finance manager having a very sorry figure. He is not able to decide from where the money is going to be raised, either from debt or from equity. Either from debt or from equity. Now this is, he cannot take the decision like this, that he is going to say that I feel like going this side, so I am going to take all the money on loan. I'm going to raise it from debt from different institutions. Or he cannot say that the whole money is going to be subscribed by the shareholders. That's not possible. Any company in which the directors are there, they will always decide the ratio between the two. That is the debt equity ratio, financing ratio, financial ratios. That is how much debt and how much equity. There has to be some ratio between the two. Let's talk about debt and equity. Okay, how much the financing decision which relates to the quantum of finance. Quantum means the quantity of finance. It is to be raised from various sources. Which are the sources? Debt or equity? Debt or equity? So the person has to think about these two sources, that how he is going to raise the money, how much. Now this source says how much money is going to be raised from debt and how much is from the equity. But what are the things which come in debt and what are the things which come in equity? So there are two sources, debt or equity. You also know them by the name of owner's fund and borrowed fund. Owner's fund is also known as raising from equity, and borrowed fund is also known as raising from debt. So you are raising debt, that is your borrowed fund. If you're taking a loan from the bank, that is your borrowed fund. And if you're raising the money by subscribing it to the shares, you're asking the shareholders or asking the people to subscribe to the shares of the company, that is owner's fund or equity. Now see this, children. This is a diagram. Try to understand this slide. What I have done is, I've done the classification on the basis of ownership. You know this. There is either you raise the money from owner's fund, which comprises of equity shares and retained earnings or preference shares. So owner's fund can be, your own money can be from these sources. So if you're raising the money from these sources, this is going to be owner's fund. And if you're raising the money from these sources, from debentures or loans from banks, loans from financial institution or public deposit or lease financing or commercial paper, then it is known as borrowed fund. I want to tell you one thing, children. I will be showing you the slide tomorrow. I'll be making that slide, a very important slide. Some things which you need to remember about debentures, which is going to be very, very useful. Now that is going to make your base for accountancy questions also and BST questions also, financial management. When you talk about debentures, certain things you need to keep in mind. Debt is considered to be the cheapest source of finance. We did it in 11th standard also. When we say it is the cheapest source of finance, why we call it so? Because it is easy to raise as compared to equity shareholders. So debentures are easy. Debt is easy to raise. You go to a bank, you say, I need a loan. They're going to sanction you in few days and you have the money. It is very easy to raise debt. But it is going to come. This is not so easy. It is going to come with a negative thing, that is a fixed obligation of paying interest. The word I'm using here is interest. Whenever you take anything on debt, children, you have to pay interest on it. And there is a fixed time in which you have to return this money. So that is debt. So what you're going to take into consideration when you're talking about debt, that is the risk involved is going to be a little higher in debentures. Why? Because it has a fixed obligation of interest. And the cost involved in raising debentures or debt is very less. It is easy to raise. It is also considered to be cheaper source because it is tax deductible. That is, you can enjoy the benefit of interest. It is treated as an expense. I'll explain you when we go forward further. And there is fixed obligation. That's a problem. Fixed obligation of paying the interest. And these are the features you need to remember about the debentures in the later half. This has to about the debt in later half. It is going to be very useful information. And owner's fund, you know, the risk involved is minimal because once you raise these shares, it is very difficult to raise the money from shares. But once you raise that money, then you don't have to return. If the company is earning profits, these shareholders will be given some amount out of these profits, which is known as dividend. Now, this is a very big mistake that the children do. Equity shareholders are given dividends, and debentures or debt capital has a fixed charge on it as the name of interest. So you are going to be sure about this. Interest is paid on debts and dividend is paid on equity shares. So these two sources you have to keep in mind. Fine. Now, we are going to do these factors, but we are going to do it. We don't have that much of time. This is the question which I want to show you, children. This is the question for you today. You are going to match. It is asking match me properly. So these are a plant and machinery, furniture and fixture, land and building. B is inventories, debtors, bills, receivable. Investment in long-term assets, what is it called? Investment in current assets, what is it called? And the other side is fixed capital, working capital, fixed assets, current assets. So you are going to match it properly. You're going to tell me that for A, what is the answer? For B, what is the answer? So you're going to match it properly. Now, before winding up, very important announcement I would like to make it, children. Your project work has been given to you in your holidays, and we are expecting that you have started your work, and a lot of work must have been done because there were so many queries which were coming to us. Now, we want that you should be ready with your project by Monday. That is, you should be ready with the written material, or your raw form of the file should be ready. And anytime, I am not saying it's you take your time, and we are going to we are going to give you the deadlines of we are going to give you the deadline when you're going to submit your project, and that we are going to ask you to submit in Google Classroom. Please make sure you people are completing your work in time, and your registers should also be complete. There are certain children who have not submitted their assignment of marketing management on Google Classroom. So we are expecting our children to please submit it into the Google Classroom. You need to update it, okay? Upload it as soon as possible. So the children have started giving the answer. I'm very happy about it, and most children should participate. It's not a inter-school or international level competition that you need to come on the platform and then you have to speak something. Not specific skills are required, but the children who are doing it, they are smart, and they will be the smartians of my class. Fine. We'll declare our smartians for the next class. You be ready. Thank you so much, children, for being patient listeners, and see you tomorrow in a nice morning class, and be on time. Okay? Thank you, children. God bless you all.